Acts chapter 23. But Paul, stretching his gaze like intently to the Sanhedrin, said, Men, brothers, I have come to walk as citizen in all good conscience to God. But the archpriest Ananias ordered on those having taken stand by him to strike that one on his mouth. Then said Paul to him, God is about to strike you, you dusted wall, and you have seat as one judging me according to the law, and you command me to be struck, being beside the law? But those having taken stand by him said, Do you berate the archpriest of God? Besides, Paul explained, I had not perceived, brothers, that he is the archpriest, for it is written, You will not talk badly in regards to an archperson of your people. But Paul, having become knowing that one part is formed of Sadducees, but the ulterior of Pharisees, cried out in the Sanhedrin, Men, brothers, I am a Pharisee, a son of Pharisees, concerning the expectation and resurrection of the died ones. I am judged. But when he said this, there came to be an uprising of the Sadducees and Pharisees, and the fullness of the Sanhedrin was torn apart. For this cause that abides, the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, nor angel, nor spirit, but the Pharisees likeward both. But there came to be a great outcrying, and some of the scribes of the part of the Pharisees rose, and quarreled thoroughly to one another, saying, We find not one badness in this human, but who knows if a spirit or an angel has spoken to him? And becoming much uprising, the Chiliarch was made to fear that Paul may not be tugged through by them. Thus he commanded the host division to downstep and to rob him, beside to lead him into the castle. But in the night coming thereon, the Lord stood on by him and said, Be encouraged, for as you thoroughly gave testimony in regards to the things concerning me into Jerusalem, thus it is binding for you to testify also in Rome. But when it had become day, the Jews made a conspiracy, anathematized themselves, saying that they neither eat nor drink, till they had slain Paul. But there were more than 40 who made this conspiracy by oath, who having come to the archpriests and the preceders said, With an anathema we anathematize ourselves to taste not one thing, till we may slay Paul. Now, hence, you revealed this personally to the Chiliarch, together with the Sanhedrin, so that one may lead him down into your midst, as though being about to know more precisely the affairs concerning him. But we, before he draws near, are prepared to eliminate up him. But the son of Paul's sister, having heard regarding the ambush, and having become led by and having come into the castle, he announced it to Paul. But Paul, calling one of the Hecatontarchs, explained, Lead this young man away to the Chiliarch, for he has something to announce to him. Hence that abides. The one having beside taken him led him to the Chiliarch and explained, Paul the bound one called me and asked me to lead this young man to you, who has something to speak to you. But while the Chiliarch took on his hand and absconded up with him together for himself alone, he explored, What is it that you have to announce to me? But he said, The Jews have set firmly together amongst themselves to ask you so that you may lead Paul down the other day into the Sanhedrin, as being about to explore somewhat more precisely concerning him. Hence you should not be made compliant to them, for more than 40 men out of them lurk on him, who have anathematized themselves neither to eat nor to drink, till they may eliminate up him, and now they are prepared as ones being readily receptive to the promise from you. Hence that abides, the Chiliarch unloosened the young man, instructing him, To not one is it to speak out that you have personally revealed in this to me. And calling 2 of the Hecatontarchs, he said, Make ready 200 warfarers, so that they go as far as the city of Caesarea, and 70 horsemen, and 200 right-handed ones from the 3rd hour of the night on. Besides, acquiring animals are to give standby, so that letting Paul on step up as one of them, they save him throughout to Felix the leader. And he wrote an epistle having this type. Claudius Lucius, to the most hold mighty leader Felix, be joyful. This man, having been taken together by the Jews, and being about to be eliminated by them, I put out and aside, having taken stand on together with the host division, having learned that he is a Roman. Besides, determining to know the cause because of which they indicted him, I led him down into their Sanhedrin, him who I found being indicted concerning questionings which concerned their law, but having received not one indictment worthy of death or of bonds, but having been disclosed to me of their council conclusion on, toward the man which was to become reality by some out of them, I sent him to you, also instructing the accusers to say their accusation on before you. Be enabled for every exertion. Hence, that abides, their warfarers, according to that having been thoroughly ordered to them, took up Paul and led him during the night into the city of Antipatris. But the other day thereupon, letting the horsemen go to come further away together with him, they turned on toward the castle. But those who having come into the city of Caesarea, and having given up the epistle to the leader, gave also stand by Paul to him. But having read it and asking on, out from what prefecture he is, and having explored that he is from Sicilia, he explained, I will give you a hearing, when as it were your accusers will become led by also. And he commanded him to keep him in the praetorium of Herod.